Take a front row seat as forward-thinking speakers open your eyes to the latest innovations in the maritime world and a fresh perspective. The future is now. Welcome to VriThink's Night Out.
Hi, good evening. And my name's Sean, and I've been privileged to run some of the finest super yachts on the planet, among also search and rescue craft and high-speed ferries. I've been a captain since I've been 18 years old. And I'm up here to talk to you about plastic. Anyway, so what is this doomsday device that everyone's talking about, and why is it so bad? I couldn't tell you how much plastic's in the oceans. There's a lot of different figures. They all vary. But suffice it to say, it's a lot. And over the past 30 years of the time that I've been boating, I've been seeing more and more plastics throughout the world. And it's a problem that affects us all. This is actually, I don't know where this picture was taken, but it reminded me of a time that I had Latitude, which is a repack boat, and I came into a port in Indonesia called Kupang, and to get to the harbor, I literally had to wade through trash like this and was peeling bags off myself as I was doing it. And what cost did it have? Well, the biggest cost and the most obvious cost is obviously to the marine life. Marine mammals getting caught in ghost nets. You have birds swallowing plastic and dying because of it. That picture right there you see is a whale choking on a bucket. Plastic is generally is bad stuff. There's also the microplastics in the water as well, too. But I'm not going to talk about all that right now. So I first started boating. That's me, my first sailboat right there. I got better over the years, as a lot of us did. I grew up on Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and I've seen a lot of changes in the Northeast, especially with the amount of trash that had come into Nantucket Sound. I've been over in the Med. I ran a big Perini over there back in the early 2000s, and when we were in San Remo and Via Reggio, we used to have a joke because San Remo is where the trash flows from the mountains to the sea, and every time it rained, you'd see the whole harbors filled with trash and bottles and such. In the Bahamas over the years, I've seen islands in the Exumas collect more trash there. I think it's because the yachts have gotten better. They've got longer range, and the people can stay out a lot longer on these islands. And subsequently, they leave a bigger footprint, and they leave more trash. And most surprisingly, I spent 3 years up in the Arctic. We went through the Northwest Passage twice in both directions, and we circumnavigated Svalbard, which is an archipelago north of Norway, with Latitude. The other boat there is Bravo Eugenia. That's a hybrid vessel that I ran, built by Ocean Co. But anyway, we were surprised to find plastic in places that you normally wouldn't find it, like on islands way up north, nets, bits and pieces of plastic bags and such. And finally, my experience in Southeast Asia and in the South Pacific. One really staggering example was we were in the Tuamotus and we were diving, and I was finding potato chip bags on reefs thousands of miles from anywhere. Now, where does all this waste come from? That's a picture I took on the Solomon Islands, the kid scratching his head. I actually followed a river of debris up to this dump. Now, you can say it comes from China, it comes from India, it comes from all these different places all over the world, but I'll tell you, I was walking around the streets here in Amsterdam for the past 2 days, looking at a lot of trash and debris all over the place, wondering, if the wind blows, is it going to blow it into the canals? And eventually will it find its way out to the sea? So who's to blame? I think we need to put the blame squarely on ourselves. And so what have I done about that? Well, I've always told my crew that we try to leave beaches better than we found them. And a couple Christmases ago, I was on this beach by myself, and I started picking the beach up, and I had this idea. I said, I should post this on Instagram and see what happens. Well, sure enough, the guys from VriPack saw it, and they said, that's a really good idea, and they got inspired, and they built this thing right over here. It's a lot neater than my thing, and you can see there's Mardix up there looking like he's about to lead, people in the battle for the Battle of Scotland right there. They partnered with North Sails and made these great bags. Then they went to Fraser, and they're putting them on all the Fraser vessels. I went to Worth Avenue, and they're putting them on the Worth Avenue vessels. That inspired me to do more. I did a plastic cleanup in the Pacific Ocean with Ocean Voyages on that boat you see at the bottom there. They also had a big sailboat that would collect plastic and ghost nets and such, and tracking plastic. Inspiration is contagious. And subsequently, because I did all this stuff, the Monaco Yacht Club asked me, they're like, could you give a talk on that? St. Francis Yacht Club, the Explorers Club of New York. Boat International had a symposium which I talked about plastics, as the Super Yacht Times and the Super Yacht Group have asked me to speak about the same subjects. Again, inspiration is contagious. 3 of the best shipyards in the world right here in Holland, Ocean Co., Damen, and Fedship, all have programs for sustainability. And subsequently, they built shipyards that are sustainable. And that philosophy gets handed down to their employees, and their employees go home. That spread again. There's owners of these vessels it spread to. There's artists and authors, naval architects. Ron Holland right now is designing a sail ship that's going to be used to collect plastics in the Pacific Ocean. He doesn't want to design one, he wants to design several. That's for Ocean Voyages. That spread is now spread to businesses, and businesses have figured out a way to monetize this. And I really think that was the key, is being able to monetize recycling and the plastics problem, because people do need to get paid, and they do need to make a living. And they found it's good business to do this. Agelix is a company by Richard Branson that turns plastics into fuel for jets. And what does all this mean? Well, it means beaches that look like that are turned into beaches that look like this. And that's good for everyone. The more people I found that you can inspire, I find that I am more inspired by people as well. And if we're going to have a sustainable future, and as I found this quote, it says, we're the architects of our future, not its victims. And I truly believe that. And everyone here in the room has a great message of sustainability. I am incredibly optimistic for the future. I think the plastic problems are going to not take care of itself, but I think through inspiring others, we are then inspired, and subsequently, we will fix this problem together. Thank you very much for having me tonight. I really appreciate it.